The size and scope of this summer's flooding can be very challenging on Manitoba's families, but there are support services in place. We are at the Klinic that provide some of those services. We're joined by Tim. Now, the Klinic offers a program called Manitoba Farm and Rural Support Services. Can you tell us why that was put in place and what you guys do there?
Sure. The Manitoba Farm and Rural Support Line was established to provide counseling, emotional support, information, and referral to people living in rural and remote communities. One of the things that is perhaps unique to this line is the people who take the calls are themselves people living in rural communities, often involved in agriculture and in farming. So they have a very good understanding of the challenges and the needs of people who are living in those communities.
Interesting. And what would be, obviously can be a very difficult, very challenging time. What are the benefits of picking up a phone and talking to somebody?
Well, I think when we're undergoing traumatic events such as a natural disaster or flooding, that's going to create all sorts of stress on us as individuals, stress in our families and our communities. And I think it's wise and smart to pick up the phone and to talk to a counselor who can help someone understand what is happening to them, help them to recognize the signs and the symptoms of stress, and most importantly, to understand how they can best manage the stress that they are feeling, how to cope with it, how to stay healthy during a time that is incredibly challenging.
And now you guys actually have a handbook available to people with information and contact information, and it's the second edition. The first edition was actually made after the 2011 floods. It's updated. Where can people find this and what's in there?
Well, if people go to the Klinic website, www.klinic.mb.ca, they can download this handbook, which is called Calm in the Storm, Coping with the Challenges of Life. And it was developed initially to help people who've been affected by flooding in the last time that we were affected in such a major way. And people have found it really helpful. It does help people to understand how to recognize stress, to understand how it affects them, and gives all sorts of very simple, easy-to-use practices that we can all benefit from, and to stay calmer, to stay more hopeful, to be resilient when we're being challenged in some pretty profound ways.
Well, thank you so much, Tim, for all of that information. And up next, we're going to go to Blair Malistravich, who shows us how man's best friend is also helping out with the stress of flooding.